Yo, what's up guys, welcome back. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. So second match here, still in Group A. We had last time, Quintilla Undead basically, OCG Zombie Teledead versus Windups, basically being the hand loop. But, you know, Zombie Teledead from the OCG won that 3-2. Was a close one, so a 5-gamer. Next up we have two big names, but if you take a look at the votes, we see that, you know, from the community tab that it was, you know, sharp 60-40, so most people see Holy Shaddolls, Holy Lightning Shaddolls, an OCG decklist, by the way, featuring the kinda, I guess, one of the best tool card combos in this game, featuring, you know, Scepter or Stick Chairs, you know, basically Star Seraphs. And looking at the extra deck, you know, Shockmaster is there, which is superb against a deck that's super reliant on spells, being Spellbooks. This is the first place winner of the European Championship, so again, fantastic. So, you know, without further ado, let's dig in into the first duel. Spellbooks go first, and that's obviously super important, especially if you know, the opposing deck is, or at least has access to Shockmaster. You don't want to give that deck the opportunity to put up Shockmaster and call spells to basically call it a deal. I don't think I have too many outs for that. Maybe like a couple of traps are there. The one of, well, Yugioh normal summon maybe, plus the High Priestess, yeah, special summon. So I think this is pretty much one of the best opening hands to get, you know, Spellbook of Judgment, getting a couple of searches during the end phase, having Yugioh in protection and Yugioh in defense, you know, special summon during the end phase, and look at that hand, like that hand for Star Seraph Shaddolls going first, that's the nuts. Having Scepter normal summon to, you know, use the effect to search chair, chain, as you know, chaining 2, the chair already in hand, so you're able to get, you know, 2 draws, because you're able to special summon the second chair that was searched, etc, etc. And with Soul Charge as well, there is no fusion spell though, but again, those couple of draws could potentially, you know, let you draw into those, you know, Shadow Fusion, Shadow Fusion. This is also kind of early Shaddolls, right? 2015. Well, I believe, was it? No, Shaddolls was kind of released in 2015-ish. Yeah. So anyway, again, this is your basic going first spellbook hand, not giving your opponent the opportunity to play the game. I guess keep Yugioh on board at all costs. Have, like, what are the names? You have Wisdom, I guess, that protects your spellcaster, mainly Yugioh against spells or traps. Then you have, whatchamacallit, Spellbook of Fate to banish a card from your opponent. Anyway, so the deck back then side-decked, or I think even main-decked, one Troll, and, you know, there's multiple Trolls in a side-deck as well. And Troll here in this case does prevent a couple of draws. I believe, is it when Scepter is used for a big Exceed? At least an Exceed monster that uses at least 3 materials, you can, what is it, pop a card on field to draw a card. I believe it's something like that. But, what did I say before? Like, if the deck is, at least, if the deck is able to go first, and, you know, with stuff like Monster Reborn, Soul Charge, it's not that hard to get 3 level 4 monsters on field to, you know, get out Shockmaster. And as you know, that basically, what is it, 90%, almost 90% of the opposing deck is spells. You definitely want to get out Shockmaster as soon as possible. So this was kind of like a quick win. So go first, and here, I side-decked in Fissures, and here in this case, Fissure definitely worked out, because again, no Veiler. Otherwise, well, imagine Veiler, I guess, you know, chaining Book of Moon, but then again, I was about to say, I would not have been able to use a potential Fate. No, because Fate states that you need to control a face-up spellcaster, but again, there is no Fate, plus there's a Wing Blast, but I got blown away by Heavy Storm, basically one of the few outs next to, what is it, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, I guess, not sure if they're side-decked, but there is no follow-up lane, that's kinda huge, that's big. Again, no, you know, Shadow Fusion spell to put, well, I mean, get out like a weak construct here in this case, maybe using, well, that's kind of weak, right? You don't really want to commit or using a chair in your hand for the potential light attribute. I guess you're using your Scepter on board, but again, Double Typhoon, not the best. I guess here, oh, is it this game? Yeah, in this game I make a mistake. I was like, well, I can, you know, because I need, you know, a spellcaster to be banished from the graveyard because of Spellbook of Light. I think the Monster Reborn card is for Spellbooks. But I was like, you know, full into 2022 or 2023 format where, you know, in main phase 2 you can make most exceeds detach, right? And then, you know, get like a beneficial effect. But as soon as I realized, wait a minute, like Shining Elf does not have like that, you know, like optional detach effect. So I wasn't able to get any of my spellcasters in the graveyard to, you know, be banished off of the Spellbook of Life to reborn Yugioh. Swat, it doesn't really matter here in the long run, simply because there is it like I think Spellbook of Life attaches itself to Yugioh, right? So I guess, I mean, double Typhoon was there, so I guess you could just Typhoon live, if I'm not mistaken. I think it works the same as Premature Burgle. But, I mean, that's my mistake. The thing is that this mistake could cost you dearly simply because, you know, you're kind of making some suboptimal plays, and the thing with Spellbooks is that you want to keep your cycle going. Use something like, what is it, Eternity? The white Spellbook that gets you something left from your banished pile? I think it's Eternity. You know, get something back, use, you know, send Eternity back to the deck with your field spell, etc. And now because of these sometimes, you know, awkward plays, it's much different, right? This is again like an awkward game state, but again, like with Spellbooks, full advantage, so it's not really that big of a deal, simply because of double Star Hall and eventually, you know, the big boost. And the deck is playing, well, this is a double Mirror Force, so again, it was just a matter of time. Okay, so game number 4, again going second, so I'm kind of hoping that please no Shockmaster. Everything is fine, even Winda, but no Shockmaster. Problem is that this is, what is it, Shaddolls that has access to multiple Soul Charge, and the thing is that, you know, like with Construct, or you can send like Skomata to the graveyard, Skomata send Dragon, for example, to already get 2 level 4s in the grave, if you, you know, have a potential Soul Charge. And I guess here, calling spells, yeah, GG. Again, my outs, Yogin, High Priestess, I think that's it. Can't use power in case of Kiko or something like that. I think I sided out Kikos. But yeah, again, this is more than enough, right? El Shaddol Fusion during the battle phase, and that's again more than enough to attack for a game. So again, very similar to the second game as we've seen before. So again, a 5-gamer, again, kind of cool. But Spellbooks again going first, so please, like a good opening hand. And this is not the best, unless, of course, well, double upstart or 1 upstart into Spellbook of Judgment. Okay, I can't, you know, activate another spell to get an early Yogin on field, but this is fine, though. Getting 2 searches plus draw, and draw is strong. But Thunder King is a big out for the deck. And I was like, okay, let's go for double power to get another search, right? But this is a cool thing. Well, cool thing. The problem here is that imagine Construct hit in the field, because my blue boy was special summoned and I would have attacked in, you know, Construct, my blue boy would have been destroyed, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. And so I think my only play here, because the trap card was activated, I was like, let's just banish that one and maybe make a kind of greedy play, still being, you know, able to potentially attack over the Thunder King on field. Because imagine having like a Shaddolls. I mean, would you really use your, is it core? I believe it's core, if you don't have a Shaddolls in hand, right? Like Headshot or Beast for another draw or search. At least that was my thought process back then, but it kind of paid off. So that lucky fate there, you know, there was a couple of searches and an early Spellbook of Judgment that kind of, you know, sealed the deal here in this case for Spellbooks. But a close one, but Shockmaster, such a broken card. Okay, so first 2 duels or matches are over. The next one we're going through to Group E. First 2 decks. Yep, Sprite is going to make an appearance, and the decklist has been updated to, well, more of a beaver variant, right? It's going to take on Monarchs, an extra deck based variant for, and I believe this was like first place of the UK Nationals back then. I feel one of the best extra deck variants, at least for me, simply because, you know, the combo for Brilliant Fusion and so on. So again, feel free to leave your predictions. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Likim signing out. Peace.